Today, I'm dialing you into the ASICS Metaspeed Edge and ASICS Metaspeed Sky. Welcome and welcome back to Gear Up, a Marni On The Move podcast series and On The Move media production where I, Marni Salup, review and recommend gear, products, shoes, and apparel from the worlds of running, cycling, triathlon, and wellness, all the things I love. I'm a recreational runner, age group triathlete, avid cyclist, wellness biohacker. Typically, I'm middle of the pack, definitely a heel striker, and I've been at it for nearly 2 decades. With 25 plus half marathons, 14 plus 70.3s, 1 marathon, and 1 century. In addition to all of the tech specs and product details I talk about here on Gear Up, I also dial you into my personal experience running in the shoes, whether it's up to anywhere between 25 and 30 miles. And I also, for my triathlete viewers, like to talk about what it's like to run in these shoes off the bike, which for my runners and marathoners here, basically it's like putting on a pair of shoes at mile 20 of your race. So you're on tired legs, you're exhausted, you've got to think and also put on your shoes. Anyway, we do a little bit of triathlon and running here on the Gear Up series. I hope you enjoy. So awesome to be back here on Gear Up. It's been several months since I've been over here reviewing shoes. I sprained my ankle back in the summer in August, and that was the end of my running. You know, the shoes that I review here today, I ran in these shoes prior to spraining my ankle. So really excited to be back on here. It was definitely challenging if you've ever been injured to even talk about running while I wasn't running. So psyched to be back and looking forward to dialing you into some awesome running shoes today. Both of these shoes are super similar, but also super different. We're gonna get into it. Full disclosure, ASICS sent me these shoes for review. I did not pay for them. They also did not pay me to create this review here on YouTube, nor did they see it before you're seeing it. Also, sometimes when I'm done testing shoes, I love to share them with my viewers. So feel free to leave a comment if you love the shoes and TBD if I'm giving them away. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Also listen to the podcast because you never know when something's going. All right, now let's get into the ASICS Metaspeed Sky and Edge. Kicking things off with the ASICS Metaspeed Sky. My personal running experience in this shoe was awesome. Hands down, one of my favorite speed shoes of 2024. I really love the unique balance of cushion, energy return, and flexibility in this shoe. The upper is super light, very easy to get into. These shoes are super fast, really light, and have a lot of bounce. Some of my favorite things if you watch these reviews. One thing I would say, for me, I would use these shoes as a 10K shoe, a tempo shoe, or even on the track, because they are very fast. But I think for me, as someone who, if I were doing a half marathon or a marathon, I would really have to practice training in them and build into that. I think I need more cushion in the forefoot for a shoe, for a marathon shoe. But as far as speed is concerned, these shoes are awesome. I could totally see them being a marathon shoe for a much more seasoned marathoner, someone who is doing much more mileage and has a lot of experience in these kinds of shoes. Or maybe you just want to take a risk and wear them as your marathon shoe. Me, 10K, tempo, track. All right, let's talk about what it's like to run in these shoes off the bike, because I think they would be a terrific triathlon shoe. For anyone doing 70.3 specifically, I can speak to that experience. For Ironman, again, it's back to that marathon thing. It's like, what do you want to wear after a 102-mile bike ride? Up to you. Me, probably need more cushion. But for the half distance, I think they'd be great because they have such good cushion and they are flexible. And when you do get off the bike, you have like that 1.5 to 2 mile kind of build into your speed. I think these shoes have a dual purpose. Also, it's super easy to slide your foot into these shoes, and the tongue is not gusseted, so that would be the only thing I think, that would be one thing I would think about as a triathlete, because you're sliding your foot in and then the tongue gets stuck in and you have to pull it out. So I don't know how I feel about that. But again, a lot of athletes I've seen running in these shoes, and I've run in them for different distances. I really like them. And not my triathlon shoe, not my marathon, or not my marathon shoe. Let's talk tech specs. The ASICS Metaspeed Sky has a 5mm drop. They weigh about 6.5 ounces. It's a neutral shoe, max cushion shoe for ASICS, and it's unisex. Also, the Motion Wrap 2.0 upper is designed to improve breathability and comfort, great for hot races, right? If your foot heats up quickly. The FF Turbo Plus cushioning improves compression and helps provide more energy savings. The curved sole design helps runners conserve more energy in each step. Yes, they have a carbon plate, obviously awesome for energy return and a responsive kickoff. It guides your foot through each step and propels you forward. All know how awesome carbon plated shoes are. They also have ASICS Grip proprietary outsole rubber, which improves durability and grip. At least 50% of the shoe's main upper material is made with recycled content to reduce waste and carbon emissions. The sock liner is produced with a solution dyeing process that reduces water usage by approximately 33% and carbon emissions by approximately 45% compared to the conventional dyeing technology. The ASICS Metaspeed Sky comes in at $250. All in, I'd say this is an awesome shoe to add to your quiver if it's in your budget. I love it, and you don't need to use it for a marathon, but you can. Let's talk about the Metaspeed Edge. The sister shoe, I'm calling it the sister shoe to the Metaspeed Sky. It's just makes sense, the sister shoe. All right, let's talk about the ASICS Metaspeed Edge. This shoe is allegedly designed for heel strikers of the two, because the rocker is in a different place. Now, I said these were similar. What's similar is the tech specs. What's not similar is where the carbon plate is, where the rocker is, how the sole of the shoe is designed, and how it rides. The ASICS Metaspeed Edge Paris has a totally different vibe than the sister shoe, the Metaspeed Sky Paris. It's designed for cadence runners according to the tech specs. It has a different outsole, different cutouts, and the plate placement is different. The Edge has a low slope curved plate. The rockers are different. The Edge is earlier in the foot and the Sky is later in the foot, which I mentioned during my review earlier. The rocker in the Edge is earlier in the foot, and the rocker in the Sky is a late rocker. The Sky is also wider in the forefoot, which could explain why I kind of like it more than the Edge. The Sky is also flat, whereas the Edge is slanted. So there's a lot of differences, but also a lot of similarities. They're both equally fast shoes and really just designed for different types of runners. Like I said, technically for me, I really like the Sky, but it sounds like the Edge is designed for my kind of running style and foot. But you gotta go by feel, right? When it comes to running in shoes that you like. So you might see something in a store on your friends that looks great, but it might not be right for you. Overall, my thoughts on the Sky and the Edge ASICS Metaspeed Paris running shoes is that they're both super fast, designed for different runners, and while personally, because I'm a slower runner and have some crazy kind of like cadence, I prefer wearing the Sky for shorter distance speed training sessions. And I'm sure if I had a different kind of stride and I was a different kind of runner, I could totally make them work as a marathon shoe. All right, see you next time on Gear Up. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Over and out.